Good morning. Hi there, everybody. How is everybody doing on this day before Christmas, 24th of December, 2022? The year is almost done. It's holiday time for most people, family time, lots of gatherings, lots of eating, lots of sharing. And I'm here today having a lovely, lovely quiet time. I do hope I don't shake my camera around too much. Sorry if it wobbles. But my name is Sita, and this is the Shawl Knitter Unplugged. And today I actually have shawls to show you. Not garments, but shawls, which is my first love. And I am busy working on quite a few different shawls. And it is a grey day, a little bit rainy, a lovely day just to be inside and be knitting and relaxing. I also have a bowl of delicious fresh cherries. It's cherry season in our country right now, summertime, and these cherries are delicious. Much better than chocolates. I keep them here next to me and I am picking on them and enjoying them greatly. So, I wonder what everybody's up to. It seems to me that most of the other knitwear podcasters or knitting podcasters are doing Vlogmas. And quite frankly, I'm not a fan of Vlogmas. I would not be doing Vlogmas. And I'm not even really a fan of watching Vlogmas. Because basically, it's just people going about their everyday thing and trying to find something to record on a daily basis and fit it into their lifestyle. And it seems to be very difficult for most people to keep up with it. And it's sort of a bit bitty and a bit of this, and let's cook that, and let's take the dog for a walk. And so it's a bit of everyday life, and I appreciate that people take the time to do that. But it is not really the type of thing that I watch. So I have avoided Vlogmas, which basically means there's been very little to watch on YouTube this month. So I have been ending my year with packing up all my stuff and getting ready to take my big trip to India in February. So I'm living at the moment in the town of Sedgefield on the coast of South Africa, and I'm actually looking after somebody's house at the moment and taking care of their dogs. And it is just me in this big house with a lovely garden, and it's perfect. It's peaceful, and I'm not caught up in that Christmas madness that I see everybody else is. In fact, for many years prior to COVID, I would have been in India at this time of the year, which is also not a very Christmassy environment, although they do celebrate Christmas. But what I would do every year at this time is I would leave the mountains where I was living in the Himalayas. It would be pretty cold by now. Sometimes we would have already had snow. Other times it would just be rather chilly, icy in fact, and we did not have very many luxuries. I lived in a very small cottage on a farm. I could make an indoor fire, but it was not a very efficient way of heating, and wood is expensive, and so I would leave the cold mountains and I would head off to my family in Rajasthan, where no matter what time of the year it is, you're guaranteed to have fabulous weather. especially in December and January. So the temperature would be round about between 25 to maybe 30 degrees. Cooler at night, but just lovely. So I would go to the Haveli and stay with my family there, and I would have a lovely time being involved with all the women, because it's a time for families to get together, and there'd be lots of cooking, and all the girls would share their tips, and all the girls would dress up, and it would just be great fun. I really enjoyed that. So I'm not having that this year. I do have a daughter in South Africa, but she works in the service industry. So this time of the year is the busiest time for her. So we do not get together at Christmas time. It is not our time together. I will be seeing my daughter later on in January, and I will go and spend a few weeks with her before I go to India. So I have a kind of loose arrangement for Christmas Day tomorrow with a few of my friends. We're hoping to go and have a lovely picnic on a river, but the weather is quite not really sunny at all, quite rainy, but we are not complaining, as we desperately need the rain here. It has been kind of drought conditions. So if it rains, I have invited everybody to come over to my big empty home, and we will have a lunch here, which will be very nice. But today I'm just hanging out in my room, and I've been watching the most amazing documentary on the artist Banksy, which I'm sure everybody knows Banksy, who he is. Famous British, originally graffiti artist, but incredibly talented artist. And it's all about his life and how he got into graffiti and how he progressed to be one of the most successful artists of our modern day art times. Still pretty anonymous, managing to hide his face and not be identifiable, and making very pertinent art statements of every kind publicly available in the form of graffiti. And I really enjoyed seeing one amazing piece of work that he did, which I think is quite famous, of this little girl. It's a stencil, a little girl stenciled in black with this heart balloon that is drifting off into the ethers. So this was a piece of artwork that he framed, and it went up for auction at Sotheby's. But he had put in this incredible mechanism inside the artwork behind the canvas. So the canvas was sort of quite deep, and it was framed in this big gold frame, absolutely beautiful, went up for auction. And I think the auction price was £1 million, or very close to £1 million. It shows the auction, it shows the bidding, and then it shows sold. And then as the auctioneer says, this piece of work is now sold to XYZ, the camera turns to the painting, and the painting slides down through the frame. There's a mechanism he's put in behind there, and it gets shredded. So as it exits the frame, through the bottom of the frame, it is just all these shredded pieces of this piece of art. So that was his sense of humor, and I greatly appreciated that one. I must say I didn't know that, but it's a fantastic documentary. I'm going to link it, because if you are interested in art, and if you're interested to know more about Banksy, I really suggest you go and take a look at it. So I think it's about an hour and a half documentary. I just don't want it to end. It is really fascinating and informative about the art world, about the graffiti world, and the graffiti artists. So that's what I've been occupying myself with while I've been knitting. So because it's summer, I've decided, and I'm going to India, and I'm definitely going to be knitting, I've decided to get involved in working with some cotton, which is not a natural medium for me. I don't normally work with cotton. I work with wool, merino wool, mohair. Those are my two favorite fibers. But I don't know if you can see today, I'm wearing this really lovely, very lacy, beautiful shawlette, I guess you'd call it, although it is quite long and lovely. And this is cotton. This is a Nurturing Fibers Ecofusion, it's called. It's a cotton and bamboo, and it is basically made from two skeins that I had left over from a Look at My Holes top by James N. Watts that I had an order to do, and I made that, and I had this left over, and I thought, okay, let's get into the cotton and see how it goes. So I've made this, and I really absolutely love it. Blue is not really my color, but it's a gorgeous blue. It's an absolutely stunning blue, and I had this, so this is what I made. It's a V shape, shallow triangular shawl, completely made out of yarn over holes. Very, very simple. It's quite long, so one can really wrap it around, wear it in many ways. It's really light, it's cotton, it's a good summer wrap. You can even sort of keep the wind out of your ears if you go for a walk, and wrap it around your neck. And I just think it's lovely. I really am very, very happy with it. It's very soft. I blocked it, and it's gorgeous. It's totally gorgeous. So I'm really enjoying this little foray into knitting with cotton. So much so that I did have an idea to make a shawl. I've been waiting for this pattern to come out from Natasha Hornsby literally for weeks. I don't think I've ever been so prepared for a design to be available to me. Anyway, I decided that I was going to make it in cotton, and I went and purchased the Nurturing Fibers cotton and bamboo again. This is a double knit weight, but the one I purchased for the Natasha Hornsby shawl is called Eco Lush, and that is a fingering weight, and this is 40% bamboo viscose and 60% cotton. It has how many? It has 200 meters to 50 grams, so that's really a fingering weight. And this is what it looks like. This is one of the colors. This color is called Donkey, which is really a lovely sort of putty taupe, lovely color. And it's a very, very nice, soft cotton and bamboo mixture. So the other two colors that I got to use together with that was this one, which is called Patina. Also very nice, sort of light brownish camel color. And then this one's called Squirrel. It's sort of a silver gray. So I had planned to use these colors for the new Natasha Hornsby shawl called the Yvonne MT, named after her mother. Anyway, the pattern came out, and I was so excited, and it's quite involved. It's got a lot of mosaic. It's the kind of thing that you have to really focus on the charts, and a beautiful mosaic chart, beautiful patterns. She writes absolutely fantastic patterns. I've knitted quite a few of her shawls. I really enjoy them. She uses a lot of mosaic and other very interesting techniques. So the pattern was beautifully written, and I set out to start it with the cotton. So I got well into the first chart of the Mosaic, and I realized that this was not the right material for this shawl. It was not designed to be made in cotton, and I thought I would just give it a try, but it was too limp, you know. It was incredibly floppy and actually quite holey, and I didn't want to go down a size on the needles. It was already 3.5. I would have had to have gone to 3.25, which would have meant that it would have been a lot smaller. So I changed course. I didn't rip it back immediately. I restarted the project with some lovely hand-dyed merino wool that I have of mine that's here, and I was very, very happy with it. So I realized, okay, the cotton is to be used in something else. So I have repurposed that cotton already. I found a lovely design. At the moment, designers have got big sales on all their patterns. I see in Instagram, I think about 3 patterns ago, I decided that I would not buy any more patterns this year. Well, I have bought a few. I have bought a beautiful hat pattern, and I've knitted the hat. Just a pity I don't have it with me here. Can't remember what it's called, but it's absolutely gorgeous hat. It is on my Instagram if you want to go and have a look at it. What is it called? Maybe I'll get a chance to stop the video and go and find it. So I bought that pattern, and I bought the Natasha Hornsby pattern, which I was anticipating buying. And then I bought another shawl pattern by a designer that I have recently knitted a top from. Let me see, I've got so many pieces of paper around me here. I now have to find the right one, which has got the pictures. So this is the pattern. It's by Handdyed Knits, and it is called Sunera. Now I did actually have the page with the picture right here a minute ago, but I can show you. You can see that is the pattern of the shawl. It's basically a lace shawl, very lovely, semicircular, lovely shawl, and I decided that this would be the one that I was going to knit in the cotton. And I have to say, I am extremely satisfied with what has happened. I don't know why I can't find the original part of this. Where have I put it now? Anyway, I will show you the actual shawl. I have knitted a fair amount of it, and I have used the Nurturing Fibers fingering weight cotton, and it is turning out beautiful. You know, cotton lace is actually quite lovely indeed, and I think it's the perfect application for lace, for a lace shawl. Is this cotton. I'm trying to get out the way so you can perhaps see the lace design. So I've done the first section. I'm now moving on to the second section, and it feels beautiful. It's very, very soft. It's going to be very light, and it's going to be a lovely summer weight shawl. So that is the Sunera shawl by Handdyed Knits, and I can tell you that on Ravelry, it's Nidhi Kansal. Now she designed a sweater that I recently made, which I have shown before, with a twisted rib in it. What was that one called? I'm so bad with the names of these designs. I could go and actually have a look in my file. I'm sure I probably do have it here, more or less. But Right now it's not coming to me. I'll put that also down in the bottom. So yes, I'm really enjoying. The cotton is working for me very well. So those are the two, this and the Sunera shawl is the ones I'm doing in cotton. And then I would very much like to show you my Natasha Hornsby effort so far, which I am knitting out of these two colors. The green gold, which is one that I have dyed up. It is a merino linen mix. And this grey, I don't know what it's called exactly, but this is from Big Fox, South African dyer. So this design can be made in 2 or 3 colors, and I have decided just to go for the 2 color version because I love these 2 colors together. So I've got quite far in the mosaic design, and it's wonderful when you hold it up at this distance. You can really see the pattern. So this is the beginning. It's now going to extend out to this side, and it's going to be just green, the main body, and this beautiful mosaic border is going to continue all the way along. It starts with just a few stitches and then it works its way up, and I think this is now the total width of the mosaic border, which will go all the way up, and we will now start to knit the center of it. It's a beautiful pattern. I've been waiting for it very patiently, and I'm glad that I have found the right material to use it. So that is what my day is going to be full of today. Munching on delicious cherries, which is such a treat, and alternating between my 2 shawls, which both require quite a lot of concentration. Both require charts to be read, but I have absolutely no distractions. I was up very early this morning. We have a really fantastic a market here, a food market called the Wild Oats Market. It's very famous. It's been running for 23 years. And Oatsagefield is very much a holiday town. It is full of holiday people right now. And I normally get to the market at 7:30 to avoid the crowds. But I was there at 7 o'clock this morning. It could have been midday. There were queues at every single stand. I was totally blown away, very happy for the market vendors. And I did get some wonderful fresh and organic products. These lovely cherries. I got some fabulous goat's cheese. And there is an Indian vendor who makes the most amazingly authentic Indian food. So I nabbed myself a few dishes, chickpea and potato curry, butter chicken, and Bengan masala, which means a brinjal masala. And with each dish you purchase, you get a roti. So I think I'm pretty set up for the weekend. I also got some beautiful organic beets and quite a few other treats. So I am going to fully enjoy my wonderfully quiet Christmas. I'm going to go for a walk later along the lagoon. It's totally grey and overcast, perfect for walking. I think I'm going to keep this shawl on. It's nice and light around my neck. I will need a cover up because it's not hot today. So to all of you out there, I would like to say thank you so much for being with me this year. It's been a very exciting year for me. Lots of new happenings, joining the YouTube family, many things, and getting my plans to set off for India. I hope you all have a fabulous Christmas, or whatever you celebrate with your family and friends. And I will probably be back in the next week or so before New Year, just to bid you farewell, but I just bid you a beautiful, beautiful celebration on this festive time. Thank you so much for coming to visit me today. Take care, be well, enjoy all your gorgeous meals. Don't overeat. Guess that's impossible, but enjoy what you have. Thank you.